Melissa, and today my audience are some of my kids, because they're people that I actually talk to. They ask me all the time, what are you going to school for? What are you going to be doing? So it'll be nice to be able to kind of explain to them what I am going to be doing and what I'm going to school for. So I'm going for my Ayurveda wellness degree, and what Ayurveda means is the total knowledge of life. So specifically, what we're learning today is a form of my practice. Gatlin, please sit down. Gatlin, show me listening eyes and listening ears, or you can go upstairs.
Listening ears.
Okay, great. So we're doing what's called a pulse reading, right? So in Ayurveda, we study doshas. Doshas are the three main intelligences of the body. You've got, the first one is Vata, then you've got Pitta, and then you have Kapha. Now you've heard about the 5 elements. Remember when you watched The Last Airbender with me? And there was air, water, fire, and earth. Well, there's another one in there called space, right? So Vata covers air and space, Pitta is water and fire, and Kapha is water and earth. So these 3 main intelligences of the body basically are a way for the person reading the pulse to be able to understand what your body is expressing and what it needs. So the things that you can eat to help your body be healthier. So when you have imbalances in your body or impurities, or what we like to call amas in Ayurveda, it helps you understand how to either balance them or get rid of the impurities, the ama, in the body. So there's something that we like to call Agni. Now what Agni is imagine your tummy had a fire like behind us, like the fireplace. And so every time you ate something in your tummy, there was this fire that burned up the food and made energy for your body and helped bring vitamins and nutrients all over your body.
There's this stuff in your body that
Yeah, it's acid. It's stomach acid.
So in Ayurveda, we call your digestive fire Agni. So depending on how good your digestive fire is, like for someone like Trajan, who is our super skinny little mini, and every time he eats something, his body just burns it up and burns it up and burns it up.
Skinny.
He might be more of a Pitta type because he's more of a thin frame. Whereas someone like you or me might be Kapha, where we're a little more solid and we've got more muscle and,
I could pick up a tummy too.
You can. You absolutely can.
I'm stronger than you. You just have more traits in your muscle.
Okay, we're not arguing. We're listening to my lecture, right, guys? Okay. So what I do in the pulse reading is I take my right hand and I put it behind my left, and I use my index finger, which is my Vata finger, my Gatlin, my middle finger, which is my Pitta finger, and my ring finger, which is my Kapha finger, to gently press and find that pulse right under that bone in your wrist, under your thumb. So you don't want to squeeze because that'll hurt. You want to just gently press down until you can actually feel your pulse. You also don't want to cross your legs. You want to uncross your legs. And really just relax into it. Don't force it. Now, with applying the even pressure with your fingers right there together, you're going to get a pulse reading. Now, different things that you feel in the pulse will give you different diagnoses, let's call them, right? So maybe I feel a certain quality or that doesn't belong in a certain finger. Like if I felt qualities of Kapha in my Vata finger, or let's say I felt one way more than the other, or let's say I felt it was really thick and blanketed, or like I couldn't actually feel it. That would be, all things that are showing either imbalances or ama. What we're looking for a nice balanced, even pulse, and that will actually express as ojas. And ojas is a theory in Ayurveda that has been put to the practice that states that happiness and a long fulfilled life comes from having ojas. And ojas has come from, hey buddy, you're gonna break my candles. Please put your feet down. Please put your feet down. Thank you. Ojas happens at the most refined level of the Agni. So as you're taking things into your body and your digestive fire is burning, if everything's balanced and everything's working well together, you will have this final refinement. So you understand how gold is made, right? It's burned and burned and burned and burned and burned until it's completely refined in the smelter, and then they pour it out, and then when it gets cold, that's that ojas. Or
That's
the
why
gold
it's why it's so weak.
That's why, well, yeah, that's one way to think of it. But when you go through that refinement process, it removes impurities. Just like my water filter that I use. I put the water in and it pulls all the yucky stuff out, right?
My mommy used to have these.
Yeah, that's nice. You gonna answer my question?
I don't know.
I know, because you weren't listening to me, you goober. So you know how I have that water filter over there? So when I put the water in, the filter kind of filters out all the gunk, right? So this is the same process. It's a refinement. It's making sure that at the ultimate source, it's very pure. And that's what Ojas is. It's like the gold on the inside. And so it's said to live in your heart, and it spreads all throughout your body, and it brings balance, harmony, strength, immunity, and happiness. So that's what I do when I read the pulse. And eventually I will know how to suggest things to eat that will help everyone in the house balance their doshas and achieve ojas. The end. You can press stop.